Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and if you're new to the channel, I am Oldhead Gaming, horror content creator and variety streamer, and if this is day 1 or day 2 for Evil Dead the game, welcome to the community. And of course, we're seeing a huge influx of new players due to it being free 99 all this week on Epic, and all you have to do is basically purchase the game and you own it for life. Or I've seen a lot of new Xbox players as well, as the Black Friday sales have already hit, and the game's 40% off on both the deluxe edition and the regular version. So 42 for the deluxe and 23 for the base version. It's a pretty good deal, and it's brought in a lot of new players, which is actually really good for this game, because a lot of us have been around a long time and have been playing either from beta or since day 1, and it makes for having a new lifeblood into the game actually really good. Now, I didn't realize yesterday was the start date when I was playing in the morning, and I started out on my 45 Plaguebringer, and I saw that the count I was going against was a level 1, a level 3, a level 2, and then a 190. And I was like, all right. So I took it easy. I didn't really go hard or harass them at all until we got to the point where they were actually doing objectives and they were going after the dagger. And then I played the game and I beat them before they even got to the book. But you know what? I went as easy as I possibly could. I let them get some time in. And then later I was editing a video. I was sitting in the lobby, wasn't paying attention. And I saw we didn't have support. So I decided to play Blacksmith and then realized the puppeteer we were going against was level 3. So I didn't, craft. I barely looted. We still won the game very easily. I wasn't the only one in that lobby that was way over 1. And so we were pretty much all 25s and like 1 newbie, and it was okay. I didn't want to really go hard on the new players, but at some point we're going to see a bunch of them over this month. Now, fortunately, Saber decided yesterday to address one of the big problems, and that is the very stingy amount of spirit points we get. So they doubled spirit points on payout on matches, and they gave you an additional 30% on level ups, which is actually really good because there's no additional like rituals or anything else where you can score like 15k here, 20k there. It's not like, oh, played the blacksmith and craft 3 items, you're gonna earn 30,000 spirit points. Like, that's just not a thing. And because it isn't, it's good that they added that bonus. Now, it does bring up 2 possible approaches to this huge influx of players. So the first way is we handle it with some sort of MMR or SBMM, but let's be honest, no one really likes skill-based matchmaking because 1, it doesn't really work, and 2, it just annoys players to no end and makes more players angrier than the thing it actually solves. Now, granted, it does keep level 350 accounts away from I bought the game today, but for the most part, it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to suggest that at all, but I do think what could really help this game would be a second game mode of the same thing we do every day. So instead of just making awful MMR, what you do is you replicate the PvP and you make a ranked version. So in this case, you can have ranked players going for some sort of rank for the season, whether it's, a month long, 3 months long, whatever it is. And there's some payouts based on what tier you hit. Most likely would just be spirit points, but who knows, maybe it'd be earn a screamer, because let's be honest, for some reasons, Saber just absolutely loves screamers, and you can earn an exclusive screamer that season for a character. Well, that would let players of higher levels play ranked and actually go for stuff that actually serves their account, while newer players could play unranked matches and be kind of kept away in their own little training pool. Or if you wanted to play with your friends who are just starting the game, you can take them into an unranked match, not affect your actual rank, and teach them how to actually play the game. It works really well. It adds a second game mode for players who want to play at a higher competitive level, because let's be honest, even though ASIMs aren't considered esports, they really have that same esports mentality when it comes to your higher tier players. And so in this case, it allows you to basically take a way for higher level players to not be picking on normal players because they have to be forced into the same cattle chute. And I think this is actually the best way to go. It gives an additional game mode for players, even though it's exactly the same other than a little rank probably put in your top corner, but it allows new players to learn on their own without just being crushed into the ground. Because here's the thing, I am not a proponent of the unwritten rules. I feel like you should play this game however you choose. You bought the game, or you got it for free on Epic this week, and you can do whatever you want with it as long as you're not being a hacking douchebag. So if you want to stomp newbies, stop newbies. And if you want to be super nice to newbies, be super nice to them. But by adding something like ranked mode, it will keep them separated. And that is the big important thing, is it allows them to grow their accounts and learn how to play without being pounded into the ground. Because like I said, it's kind of the choice of the demon or the survivor, how they want to handle it. And I think this is actually a really good way. One, it gives an additional game mode. And two, it allows for accounts to grow into actual playable accounts, while every one of us who have like a maxed account or just working on prestiges aren't just like throttling the noobs. Tell me what you think in the comments below, though. Do you think adding skill-based matchmaking is the way to go? Because I sure don't, but I want to hear your thoughts. Or do you think adding ranked mode would be the best solution for how to handle new players, so that way they can grow their accounts without being, destroyed by the bigger and stronger? I'm all ears, though. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you have a better idea than this, let me know, but I think this is actually a good way to handle it. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.